I'm Ümit Mesut. I am living in London. I have a sweet shop in Hackney where every day, regularly, very interesting and wonderful people are coming through my shop.
You open?
We're not open on Sundays, but by all means you can come in.
Yeah? There's a sign out there that says no video or digital rubbish.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Where's this place? Where are you anyway?
Well, it's all mainly cine material.
It looks like you're a tobacconist as well, and you've got this martial arts stuff. What's all that?
Oh yeah, a bit of everything actually, but,
Yeah.
but mainly film stuff.
That's what you call an Aladdin's cave, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
It's Tony.
Tony.
Yeah. What's your name?
Umit.
Umit. Nice to
Umit,
meet
yeah.
you. Where do you come from?
Cyprus.
Which bit?
Lefka.
The left-hand side.
The Lefka. Near Nicosia.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many years have you been here?
In this shop?
Yeah.
Ooh, about 18, 19 years now. Give me some business today.
Yeah, I'd like to do some business.
Some lollipops.
Lollipops, yeah.
You want some couple of lollipops?
Yeah, lollipops.
Yeah, have some lollipops, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is it?
10 pence, brother. All right. Very good.
Okay.
Good man.
Can you help me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Some DV cassettes. We have it to sell.
DV, what? Mini DV?
Mini DV cassettes.
I've got to tell you the truth. I think to tell you the truth, I've heard about this shop.
Really?
Yeah, but I never got here. This is the first time I
Something
came.
good, I hope.
Oh yeah, no, only good. It's the only shop like it in London, isn't it? Or anywhere?
More or less, yeah. More or less. I think it is the only one in London. On this scale, anyway.
I hear you do telecine.
Oh, yeah. We most definitely do.
Wow, okay. I have this roll.
Sure. Sometimes I have to work extra hours in the shop. Recently I had to do some telecine. I had a roll of 16mm film. I have the video camera on a tripod over there. I had to transfer this to video actually, so they can watch it. Can I just ask, how come Tony, you have interest in this material?
I've always been interested in film. I've always loved film.
All right.
And you know, I always used to play with it. Now I'm a screenwriter, but
Oh, you're a screenwriter?
yeah. But
Okay.
I mean, you know, like all of us, I started with being interested in projectors and film, and that when I was very young, you know.
Hello.
Hello.
You know, you are welcome to look, yes, but please don't touch them, yeah?
Okay.
They are quite precious to me. But how come you are actually looking at this one?
I've got one just like it, except not as complex at home.
Really? You have a Super 8 projector at home?
Yep.
Oh, what for?
I have some Tom and Jerry's and some comedies, like from 1940s and 50s.
All right, and you do film shows at home?
Yeah.
Do you actually make films?
Yep.
All
I
right.
make 3.5-minute ones.
That's what they're called, psychedelic mice. Okay.
Right.
Present from Umi.
I just wondered if you could, if you copy DVDs here.
Well, the shop started about 19 years ago, originally as a sweet shop. But then I put a lot of cinema-related stuff into the shop as a decoration. But I was getting a lot of interest from these. And now the sweet shop is still a sweet shop, but cinema side of it has taken over. Hello, sir.
Hi, my brother told me you do kung fu films. I'm interested in Bruce Lee. Have you got any at all?
Definitely. Actually, they're in the shop over there. You can have a look.
Thanks a lot.
Man, I know you, man. I know you from somewhere.
Go on, tell me. Crime Watch.
No, not Crime Watch. I know you. You're there. You're that famous boxer, Mitty. Sylvester Mitty.
Right. For a moment, I thought you was going to wind me up and say Walter Mitty.
No, you are. I'm right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
It's
that's
a pleasure, sir.
Right. I'm pleased to meet you.
It's a pleasure to have you in my Shaolin temple.
Shaolin Temple. It's like a cross between a museum, a film library. It's like an archive.
Thank you very much.
A great little space. I tell you, from the outside, I'm very interested about what it looked, because my brother told me about this.
All right.
But it's almost like a step back into the evolution of filmmaking.
What made you start?
Well, I was very young. I was about 8 or 9, and I went to a friend's house. He was having a little get together.
Yeah.
And he said, like, let's watch a movie.
Yeah.
And actually, I thought he meant television, you know. And we went upstairs. He gets this projector out, 8mm UMIG, puts on a film, opens a screen about 4 foot, 5 foot across, and we watched the short film. And I just fell in love with it and
You were just in love with the whole idea.
wanted to carry on.
Good. But why are you surrounded with film, with this film? And why have you got a sign which disses VHS and digital? I know it's a bit of a gag, but why are you in love with film, and what's the problem with digital? Seriously.
You know, I don't have a problem with digital. I mean,
Well, you do. You've got a sign in your shop window. It says,
Well,
it says rubbish VHS and digital. It says.
Well, it does. Well, technically, you're right. The latest technology on HD, you can spend 20, maybe 30 times as much on a HD setup, right? And you can buy, say, a 50-year-old, 60-year-old Bolex camera, right? And you will always achieve far better picture from the old movie camera, because it's organic. It's alive. The contrast, the grain, the colors, especially say 35mm. How do I say it in simple terms? It's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's organic. It's alive. It's got heart and soul.
See, I've earned a reputation as the Louisville lip. Well, since he's going to invent a punch called the lip button.
And I tell you what, although it's a dated film, watching it on a screen, that you could feel a greater presence than watching it on video. It's more realistic, and you could feel the atmosphere a lot more watching it on the screen.
Yeah, I agree. I have to agree. Yeah, it adds flavor to it.
It does.
It becomes more enjoyable and, I don't know, maybe therapeutic or whatever.
You just feel like you're part of the event.
Yeah, you're more in it. Yeah, yeah. Well, can I ask you, then, Tony? So, because I would love to, be able to relate.
Yeah.
What have you wrote?
I've written a lot of things that haven't been made into films, but the ones that have been, the first thing I ever got made was about 15 years ago. It was a film called Queen of Hearts, which was a London movie.
Right, yeah, I know this one, yeah.
John
I've
Neal-
heard of it,
John
yeah.
Neal directed it. It was
Okay, yeah.
set in the Italian Quarter, kind of reinvented Italian Quarter. And so that was the first one I got made, and then I did a lot of work with Terry Gilliam.
Yeah,
We worked on,
what a man. You
yeah.
actually worked with Terry Gilliam?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was the first thing we worked
Wow.
on. Then most recently I worked with Michael Winterbottom. He directed a film called In This World, which is
Sure.
about 2 Afghani boys being smuggled overland.
All right, yeah.
But that's not a film strip, that's shot on digital.
Shot on digital?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
You don't have a problem with that. But what happens if you transfer that digital image to film?
Whereas if they transfer it onto film,
Mm-hmm.
then you can have your IMAX system, you can have a 60-foot screen, whatever. So in that sense, it's good. But you're absolutely right. The source is digital, although it's gone on to film. So this is where a lot of people seem to get confused.
Right.
Because it's gone on to film, they think it's still got the film look, it's got the film grain, the texture, what have you, the colors, what have you. But it's just another way of presenting things.
Right.
I'm not happy about that. Normally, I'm working in the shop all day. On one occasion, I had quite a special request, and I had to shut the shop. And when I went, I learned something quite new. So nice to meet you.
Oh, yes, you too.
I've got you the special present for
Oh,
the
yeah.
screening.
This is the
Yeah,
cake.
will make
Good.
me very happy.
Mhm.
Very happy. I'm so happy to be here. Good God, what is this monster?
Well,
This is a new
it's our-
toy?
Yes, this is our brand new digital projector.
Digital projector.
Mm.
Right.
It's got like you download the films onto a hard drive, and then you play them on a cinema player. You got the projector here.
Is it any good?
Yeah, it's quite good. Yeah. It's
You happy
a
with
good
it?
toy to have. I'm quite happy with it. I am. Yeah. It means we can screen lots of different things. So you can show things like DVDs, or you can show anything, from a laptop or probably from a mobile phone. If you wanted to show something, you could do that. Have you not used one of these? Seen one of these before?
Well, obviously it's a bonus, I would imagine.
I don't use my Elmo anymore. I haven't used it for ages. When I was coming here, I thought, oh, that'd be interesting. I'd quite like to try it. Let's get it out.
Yeah,
dust
no,
it off and
you
try-
have to get it out.
But what I've got instead is I've got a digital projector.
Oh, you've got a digital
Yeah,
projector?
sure. I've got a room. I've got a digital projector which I stick at the back, and I've got DVDs. I've got video, and I put those on and I project. In fact, I don't project on a screen, so it's still on the wall.
Yeah.
I've got a beautiful sound system.
Digital is getting good, digital is getting good. In the last 7, 8, 10 years perhaps, it has come a long way. But 35mm is perfect.
Except no
I think.
one can afford it. This is why people are moving. Is that the reason why people are moving? To
So
digital?
you are saying it's the money side, is it?
I'm asking, yeah. Isn't that?
Well, it is the money side,
It's more
and I
so
think that's quite
expensive.
sad.
Well, sure.
Should it always be about money?
Well, if you either you can afford it, or you can't afford it.
Young filmmakers want to experiment with film,
Yeah.
and that Super 8 is film. Loading the camera, focus pulling,
Sure.
sound check, cutting, editing, splicing. It's film, albeit it's the cheaper end of the market, but they've got their hand on a real film camera, movie camera. From 8 they can move on to 16 and perhaps on to 35, whatever, because when you're talking cinema in the last 50, 60 years, cinema is 35mm, standardized, Do you prefer this, or do you prefer the old 35?
Well, I guess it's tricky. I mean, this machine's very easy to work with, easy to use.
Okay.
But I mean, of course, 35mm will always be very special. I mean, there's nothing like the clatter of a projector. I do really like 35mm.
Sure.
Definitely, yeah.
The film can deteriorate over a few years and the DVD can just stay, but when the colour starts to go, it actually gives it a nice effect, and it means that it's like not permanent. It's like you can enjoy it, and then after like 30, 40 years it starts to fade a tiny bit, but that's sometimes nice. It's not like you can get an old digital cartridge or old digital DVD.
If you are trying to make, if you're trying to tell stories or trying to make films in some way,
Right.
even if you're going to make it on Super 8,
Right.
it's always been so prohibitively expensive.
It is.
So
You're right. You're
you're
right.
running stock. You have to have the stock processed. You then have to take that processed stock and cut it. All of these things. Now, I think they're all
Sure.
beautiful things. But if you're using digital technology, suddenly you have a little camera. You can shoot forever. The stock costs nothing.
I just think a good thing about digital is that there's a bit of a democratisation about film. In other words, you no longer have to be somebody who needs to spend a lot of money. Anybody can afford it, anybody can do it. It's like film's entering its punk rock era. The entire ethos of punk rock was DIY, you can do it yourself. Anybody can pick up a guitar and have a go. And at least the great thing about digital, it lets everybody have a go. And I think that's amazing.
We wouldn't have been making a film on the Afghani-Pakistan border if we were using movie cameras and a big
Sure.
crew. We just wouldn't have done it. Wouldn't have been able to afford to have done it for a start.
Right. Yeah. You're saying the quality is quite good.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't want to.
Film has superior aspects to digital in certain types of filmmaking. The fact remains that digital has put motion pictures in the hands of small players, that is, people who otherwise would have been shut outside the industry completely.
Digital has got a big bonus regarding cost. It's quite cheap. Actually, it's much cheaper than film. So it gives you a chance to work on a lot of projects where normally you would not be able to, because film is expensive. So you have to be very careful how you use it, and it's your budgeting at the end of the day. So especially if you're an independent filmmaker or a young filmmaker or film student, whatever, then digital is very good because it's much cheaper. How do you think? Is it taking over from the 35mm projector?
Yeah, probably. It will do. Maybe in the next 10 years, I think so. In mainstream cinemas. Hopefully there'll always be, smaller cinemas that have more alternative content, but in the mainstream cinemas showing mainstream films, this is definitely taking over, I think. Because you need less personnel, less trained staff.
Sure.
Problems can be fixed over the internet through a connection.
Wow.
I reckon so, but
Yeah.
I guess that means that now Momi's closed, there'll be lots of 35mm projectors floating around that you
Wow.
can get your hands on.
Thank you very much. I'd love to have them. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's closed. This is sad. Have you actually you heard of the term MOMI? MOMI?
No.
You don't know of MOMI?
No.
Museum of Moving Image?
No, I think I heard it somewhere, but I don't know what it is.
MOMI, sadly, I believe, which was about 7 or 8 years ago, did shut. I always say, when I go, a lot of this stuff I'm going to take up there with me if I can.
No, you can't. I tell you.
No,
what-
I'm going to
I'll
take
tell you
up
what-
into
I'll
the
tell-
clouds.
I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to set up the new mommy because we don't have one anymore, do we?
Some wonderful friends of mine, we have got together and we did think about, maybe having a small museum. It doesn't necessarily have to be in Hackney, but it would be wonderful and great if it was in Hackney. It's all about teaching, it's all about information, and let's keep it alive, for goodness sake. Don't destroy it. Let's keep it alive.
What did you call this one in the English language?
That's a lollipop.
Lollipop.
Kojak.
Kojak.
I like to call it Kojak. This is my good friend Kojak.
All right.
It's absolutely a pleasure that you are here in my shop.
Well, I'll come back and I'll buy.
I'm going to tell my friends that they probably will not believe this. They'll probably think, it's a wind-up, and I will tell them I had Tony in my shop. You are a wonderful man.
They may never come here
and
again after that.
No,
What's
no,
that?
I hope
What's
you
that?
do come back.
Drugs?
Well,
Trying to give you drugs?
No, it's not drugs. It's lollipops.
Oh, it's lollipops.
And because although we have a lot of cinematography stuff in here, we are also a sweet shop. So, would you like some
It's
lollipops?
a comment on my hair, isn't it?
No.
Kojak,
it's
isn't it?
Well, if you like, Kojak. Kojak put it on the map.
I'll come and see you again. Take care.
Thank you very much, sir. God bless. Thank you very much.
The box broadcasting to the nation, providing them with misinformation. What be the truth, the facts or fiction? Everything I see is just causing confusion. Sky satellites, digital and cable, subliminal and criminal is undetectable. Creeping out the speaker, creeping out the screen, straight into your head without you know the true mean. You must have seen the story that I print on paper. It's all about the racist terrorist freedom fighter. Media, I never try to scare ya. False image being deceived, well that's propaganda.
She still looks very nice.
You're not filming me, are you?